Well then, I guess free agency tampering period has started. Let's talk about it. You're on the Terror Dome.
Turn it up, Gino.
And what's up, YouTubers out there in America, wherever you are in the world? You're here with Terror Dome. I have 1031 on my Mickey. I have lost an hour. Has anyone seen it? My equilibrium is thrown off a little bit. You know, during this time of daylight savings time, when you spring forward, it for whatever reason, it just feels like, somebody took an hour from you. I wanted that hour, just give me back my hour. But nonetheless, somebody dropped some other gifts off for me, that being in the name of one Mike Evans. Breaking news for everyone out there today. If it hasn't been broke, let me break it on down for you. Mike Evans has been acquired by the San Francisco 49ers in the tampering period that kicked off. I don't know if it was midnight March 9th, but I knew March 9th would be the date. We had discussed that prior to, and we finally made a little splash, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, a splash. I just like a splash. Somebody, let me give a hand clap of praise to San Francisco for splash. That's all anybody. Just a splash. A name, a reputable name for your receiving core. Just somebody, don't just come and say, hey, we addressed it. Hey, isn't this nice? Hey, we got a dude or a jag, or nobody else wanted them, so we picked them up. We're the smart guys. No. You got Mike Evans. Mike Evans, one of those Evans kids from Chicago, used to live over in Cabrini Green project. No, I'm just kidding. Man, Mike Evans, I have a ton of respect for him. I'm gonna share with you some stats. Let me see here. Take that off, and I'm gonna pull up on my handy dandy computer the newest and greatest, and download that. And I got to have my little graphics and stuff because it keeps me grounded. It keeps me posted, keeps me on time. And while that's loading, I'm going to shout out to folks that are in my chat. My main man is in the building right there. Callie Young, ladies and gentlemen. Callie Young, 960. Brother is on time today. Hey, man, they hit me up with a meeting. It was supposed to be my day off. I'm supposed to be enjoying it. I had to go into work and have a meeting that, we could have had on Zoom, but nonetheless, hey, pay me my overtime. But I'm here. I'm about 30 minutes off kilter. Had to go by the bank anyway, so everything is groovy. Must be a big signing. Yeah. 49ers Throwback says, hello, Terror Dome. What's up, man? 49ers Throwback in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Where my air horns at? 49ers Throwback. Yeah, there you go, right there. Yeah, man, I'm out this piece. I seen that we signed Mike Evans, man. I love that. Just a reputable guy, a good guy, one of the better guys in the league, man. And as a receiver, this kid, I call him a kid. He's relatively a kid to me. He's relatively a kid to me at I think it's 30. 2 years old. He's got a birthday in August. We got Miss Tanisha. Good morning, Terra Dome and Golden Domes. Good morning to you, Miss Tanisha. Looking all sophisticated in the glasses, just that Miss Tanisha. She just got shine. You can't turn it off, Miss Tanisha. You can't. It's like anointing. It's still on you. It's still on you. Love it. Plus, he grew up a 49. Oh, did he? Oh man, that's dope. That's dope. I didn't get the whole skinny. My main man, Regal Eagle in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis is here. There you go, Drill Sergeant. What's up, man? Good to see you this morning. He said, TD, what's goody? What's goody? We done got me a legit wide receiver. And here are his stats for lifetime here, or stats in the NFL. The guy just gives you what he got, man. Look at the stacks of 1,000 yards that he's been putting down, 1,000 plus yards. He's just been putting down for 10 years straight. He was a little off last year because he got hurt. I know there's another I ain't go dignify, I'll address the haters and the naysayers and the master debaters a little bit later on, because you really can't take my joy. You can't take my shine. But if you notice, man, he's just been a model of consistency. He's always playing his games, man. He's in here giving you 15, 17, 14, 16, had a little dip in 2019, 13 games, but 16, 15, 16, 15, just predominantly there, always productive, giving you 1,000, giving you over 100 receptions in a game. I've been loving him. He blipped on my radar back in the day around 2012-ish, 2013. I was watching Johnny Football. Johnny Football was tearing up stuff, man. I know, he had his demons, well-documented demons, and things, happened or whatever. But man, if you followed college football, that daggone Johnny Football was cutting the fool, man. He was cutting the fool. But I knew he was throwing to this big light-skinned dude. I was like, well, no wonder the stats looking good. Now, Johnny was bad. Johnny could prolong the down. Johnny could, man, he was putting up 40 on the old Nick Saban Alabama Crimson Tide. He was putting up 40, 45, 42 on them. And I was like, man, who is the big dude he's throwing that thing to? He got stick him in his gloves or something, man. And it would be 50-50 balls. And Mike Evans was just coming with it, man. And then he proceeded to just go to the NFL and do virtually the same. If you know his game, if you know his measurables, I think he measures out to about 6. Some say 6'4". I've seen 6'5". He's got long arms, 37-inch vertical with 35 and an 1/8 inch arms, and big soup cooling mitts that just can make the. Remember, we used to play with a Nerf football back in the day. You get that Nerf football, and you could, it was spongy, and you could throw it, man. You could play. Well, they said you could play inside, but we used to. I hope Mama ain't here. We used to knock over stuff and break it, but we would glue it back. But he made the ball look like a Nerf, and I'm just really excited about this, man. He's a groovy dude. He might get a little temperamental, but who don't, man? That's what receivers do. But he's tough. I know I don't see anybody out there, just talking junk to him. He ain't one to be played with. I like that. I like toughness in a receiver. Respect and toughness in a receiver is a quality that a lot of us pass over, particularly this time in acquiring and looking and recruiting receivers in the NFL draft and at the NFL combine. We get immersed in 40 times and shuttle drills, and we're looking for a cat like and I don't mean to talk bad about any of these young men playing at the highest level, the level that I wanted to play. So I'm not going to call anybody out their name or whatever, but it's been a lot of receivers who have this cachet of running these blazing 40s and get to the NFL and can't play dead in the Western. they can't see the film. I follow Steve Smith a lot, Steve Smith Sr., and he's a very trusted source in the drafting of NFL receivers. And he was on there, man. He had a wonderful stat on one of his last podcasts after the combine. And he was showing the fastest receivers, their times. And some of them had blazing 4.29s. Some of them like John Ross, if y'all remember John Ross, and not that he garbage or anything like that, or Xavier Worthy. These they're wonderful athletes and great players, and have risen to the level of calling themselves an NFL wide receiver. But come on, everybody just got enamored with how fast the guys are. Oh my God, he can run. He ran a 40. He ran the 40 so fast. It was blazing, and Rich Eisen had the screen, and he was, he was way behind John Ross, and we get caught up in all that, but then they go to the NFL, man, and it's your tough guys. It's your tough guys. Maybe they don't blaze in terms of sub 4.4, but Michael Irvin said it years ago. He said, man, you can run that 4.2, 4.3. You can go 4.19 or whatever, but can you stop on a dime, play the drum beat, and then get out of that break as quick as you got into it? That's what's going to tell the story. That's it. But give me that guy who runs a 4.5 and has a catch radius and is tough as nails, and it's going to contest and get 50-50 balls. Give me that guy. Give me that guy. Pause. I said 50-50 balls. I know that somebody, the pause police out here, they probably give me some kind of way. Let me see here. Somebody, 49ers throwback. We saved the number 49ers deal with Mike Evans is a 3-year contract worth $42.4 million with $16.3 million guaranteed. There are incentives where he could earn way more, and it should be. Let me talk about this, man. Every now and again, a market gets ballooned or monster inflated, and the NFL is turning into that. And I realized how big the numbers were during BA's contract. 30 million was daggone good, or it started being the going rate for a top tier number one X receiver. $30 million per year. And what that was signifying is, man, this thing done got overinflated. Now, when you get 30 million on one side or 40 million on, it's really crazy now. You got Jamar Chase doing like 40 a year. Dude, you got to rein that thing in a little bit. We got to give, and we got to we got to capitulate a little bit from some of the norms of just your mega millions jackpot receiver to, okay, let's get this money a little bit better and a little bit more reined in at the position of wide receiver. Maybe it's not going to have all the bells and whistles because I have naysayers and people who say, well, oh Lord, he been in the league 11 years. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? 11 years, 11 years. But dude, look at the production you getting versus having to come up with 40 million for a bonus baby, and then the number 2 receiver in fair market value is a cat like Jauan Jennings, who I absolutely adore. But if you look at the market value of Jauan Jennings, that's 20 million a year right there. He's at 21. And I'm sorry, y'all. We can't we can't do 60, 70, 80 million in receivers because the market is just dictating that. We got to be a little bit more skeptical, a little bit more, or a little less audacious in the traditional norm of what you think your receiver is. Secondly to that, we really draft horribly. I could not stand that pick of Ricky Pearsall when we first picked Ricky. It's like the first question you ask is who? We don't select receivers or running backs well in the higher rounds, and it's just documented. I ain't hating. I'm just stating. It ain't no need for debating. That's a little round there. I just kicked that one off. But we just haven't. We just haven't gotten the receiver right. So we're trying to look at these young kids and bring in, and then when we bring them in, man, it's usually some, with the exception of Debo, a rookie receiver coming into the San Francisco 49ers who were drafted in the high rounds. How does that pan out early? Do they get on the field? Did anybody really see Cowing this year? Jordan Watkins? Ricky P did okay when he was there, but we really have 1,000 yards for Ricky P. Was he really the first round? It was kind of a Luther Vandross in the 90s curl. It just didn't quite, so when you can't draft it, when you're really horrible at drafting, go and get it, go and acquire it via free agency. And if it's a little bit more long in the tooth, or as LaDainian Thomas would say, he a little old in the tooth, so be it. But I need the consistency and the gravitas and the bona fide ability of a name that I know. I have seen him in the National Football League over a period of time, and he's been a model of consistency for a number of years. And when I bring him in, I'm expecting somewhere around 100 catches. I haven't done the whole average yet. That's 123. That would be 133. That'd be 140. Bringing it back down, 130, 140. That'll dip it into 120. This man is going to give you 127 receptions or targets, 127 targets, but he's going to give you close to, it looks like on average, 80 receptions and 1,000 yards, barring injury. That's what he's going to do. We're the sum total of our averages. If I just look at a guy's average, what he does every year in a 15, 16 game capacity or 17 game capacity, that's what he's going to get year a year. Just look at his average. Look at the breakdown of the average. That's who he is. That's what he's going to give you. And for his career, there it is. Games played 176, 1,400 targets, 866 receptions, 13,052 yards. You put that into a 10-year career. You break it down. No, I think that's actually 11 years. Yeah, 11 years. That man gonna give you 1,000 yards plus. It's just what he do. He gonna catch it and he gonna give you 1,000 yards plus. Now, it's incumbent upon Kyle to make sure he gets that, because if he doesn't, barring injury, that is on Kyle. that is completely on Kyle. If you aren't getting him targets, if he isn't flourishing in that system, that's on Kyle, because that a future Hall of Famer, it ain't on him. It ain't on him, because he done did it. He done been doing it. Kyle, on the other hand, you have a one-off here, contract here, there. Hey, I'll use him to be a wide back here, there. Oh, he's hurt and stuff like that. Kyle can have that excuses. Oh, it's the receiver, it's the receiver, it's the receiver. No, not with Mike. Not with Mike. Nah, bloom off the rose. That man got to get what he's supposed to get, and it should be there. Secondly, and very much most importantly, Mike Evans had to perform with shorter guys. I saw him since college with shorter quarterbacks. Johnny Manziel ain't number like 5'11", maybe 6 feet stretching it. Baker Mayfield 6 feet to 6'1". I got a quarterback here at 6'1", dynamic. Will go to you, can put it where you need it, throws with anticipation. This should work really, really nice. And plus, he's a professional. He's gonna learn this stuff. He's gonna be in the mix, and he ain't no punk. You can't punk him out there. That ain't what he do. He's tough. So I just love the pick. I love the name. I love the pick. I like the guy, man. I'm crazy about it. Let me see here. I saw another little thing on him. Let me pull that up and share my screen. Amen. Share my screen on the Twitters. Let me move this. This was real cool. And some of y'all probably saw this as I set it up here. Sharing. Can everybody see that? This was really cool. And what just happened? Oh my God. What just happened? Oh my God, God. Was that crazy? What just happened? Oh my gosh. Little kid stunned, man. He is absolutely stunned. And I just adore that. And speaking of being stunned and adored, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, he stopped out of his busy schedule to come and holler at his boy. My man Tony is in the building.
There ain't nothing busy about my schedule, bro. I'm still recovering. I'm in a damn knee
therapy and some other stuff. Hey, I gin you up. Go ahead and take the promo. Take the promo.
I'll take the promo, but I've been on the couch since December.
How you been, man? How you been? Tony's been recovering, ladies and gentlemen. He had a car accident?
Yeah, bad car accident. I just had surgery 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow, man. How you feeling? Are you physical
I'm doing all
therapy
right.
going?
I mean, today I went for a walk, a half a mile, and my back started tightening up on me, and I can't do it right now. So because I'm compensating, because my knee. Look, I'll show you. My knee's in a brace.
You on IR?
Yeah. So my knee's in a locked brace.
Oh yeah.
I had a tibia fracture, a small fracture to my tibia, and a tear to my patella tendon. So, yeah.
Hey, Tony, look, were you working out near the substation?
No, I was driving a car and got into a little fender bender.
I can't blame the substation.
No. Maybe the substation might help me. It would keep me warm.
You might have gave you some gamma radiation. You're Incredible Hulk out here. This man.
Yeah, but I'm just recovering.
Good.
And just watching football stuff on the war. I don't do nothing. It sucks, but
it's all right. Well, we here for you, Tony. You can come in and be Tony out here. That tiger didn't go crazy. That tiger went tiger. Tony the tiger.
Crazy.
Hey, so how do you feel about Mike coming, man? I really like it. I want your opinion, your expertise.
All right, so listen, we all knew coming into the season we needed to do something to the wide receiver position. I think if you didn't see that, you got to go get some serious glasses to get on your eyes. With that being said, take that out of the equation. We, as a fan base, I'm sure all content creators will agree with this, felt that we need to get younger, faster, cheaper going into the offseason. So, I got my list here, free agents. I had Dobbs as my top free agent target for the 49ers.
People did. And
followed by Dobbs, followed by Naylor, followed by Mike Evans. Naylor went to the Vikings. Naylor went to the Raiders. Dobbs is still on the market. It's still a possibility. And we got Mike Evans. So when they announced the deal, I was like, well, hold on. Time out. Let me just retract something 1 second. The Trent Williams issue was also in my head. So I'm saying, if they're saying they don't want to extend him and give him money long term, he's 38 years old, and they're willing to trade him, that could just be all hearsay for tactics for negotiation. Probably.
Could
but
be.
if you're putting it out in the media where there's smoke, there's fire. So with that being said, I'm saying to myself, wow. And this is a start of free agency. I'm like, wow, maybe they are going to do a reset. Maybe they are going to trade Trent for what they can get. Maybe they are going to go with a youth movement. And then, sure as shit, I was on with Breezy. Boom.
Okay. I was watching. I went back and watched Yahweh at the beginning, and I said, obviously, it hasn't hit yet.
No, I said right before the end, I was like, watch, Wayne, as soon as we get off, they're going to sign somebody. So they did. So getting back to the Trent thing, knowing what I said about saying what I said about the Trent issue, the situation, and then now they're announcing Mike Evans to a 3-year, $61 million deal. I'm saying, wait a second. So the younger, faster, cheaper is out the window, and they're going all in for one more year. So now I'm like, all right, so they just gave this guy 3 years, 20-something million a year. And I'm saying to myself, well, he's kind of on the downside of the career. Still a very good wide receiver. Very good wide receiver. Probably the next most consistent in production wide receiver to Jerry Rice. In this.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
it's some impressive numbers. It's some impressive
11 straight seasons of 1,000+ yards.
That is beautiful to me, T. I love that. I love that's a model of consistency there, man.
You know what I'm saying? So he's under Kyle Shanahan. He's been the most probably talented wide receiver. It's
productive that we brought in. Yeah,
not with us, but this is his Julio. Essentially,
this is that.
Julio,
yes,
Andre Johnson. This is his go-to receiver.
This is that. This is
so
the
now,
true X.
Now I'm festering on this, and I'm just like saying, injury, lack of production, age, money. And then they announced what the contract was. And I said, holy shit, this guy's gambling on himself. So you know what that means. For him to come in and essentially sign a $16.5 million one-year deal that's guaranteed loaded with incentives, this tells me you're gonna get his best attempt. You're gonna get the best attempt.
Oh yeah.
So now you got to look at what they had essentially replaced. In my opinion, skill set, production, past, and ability. This is an upgrade over Brandon Ayuk for a quarter.
Very much so.
So now you're talking about a different game. Now you're talking about a whole different scenario. All right. You upgraded your number one wide receiver for a quarter of the price. You freed up $74+ million over the next 3 years.
Beautiful.
Now you draft, and you're not forcing the draft pick into a number one role, which Kyle doesn't like to do.
Don't do. Yeah. It doesn't work well.
You have that leader in the locker room, right? In the wide receiver room. Sorry, not locker room, wide receiver room. So
it's going to be in the locker room too. It's infectious.
Yeah, sure. But you have a competitor. And the one thing that this is going to do, and I talk with a couple people in text messages. They have their negative opinions and stuff like that. But his age is that he only had 405 yards last year. I understand that he was injured, but he was the guy in Tampa Bay. You get this offense clicking with. I understand they're old, and I understand Kittle's coming off of an injury. Yeah, and this is all pretty on paper. It's got to be proven on the field.
Yeah.
But the plan is what is the key, right? So the plan is you got a same type of size with Jauan Jennings, but a higher ceiling because he's a better wide receiver than Jauan Jennings. Not a knock against Jennings, but Mike Evans is better than Jauan Jennings.
But Mike Evans is Mike Evans. I get you.
He's Mike Evans. And what this does, in my opinion, it opens up the offense. You're not going to see doubles on Kittle. You're not going to see doubles on Pearsall and forcing the ball to go elsewhere. By having him who could go down the field, who could run over the middle, by having Kittle when he comes back healthy, by having another wide receiver, whether it's Pearsall if he could stay healthy, Cowing if he could stay healthy, Watkins if he can stay on the field.
We still got DeMarcus Breezy brought up DeMarcus Robinson.
But I'll tell you this, I'd like DeMarcus Robinson, but you know what DeMarcus Robinson is. You saw his ceiling last year. You know what it is.
What is that?
If you have an opportunity to bring in Dobbs and move on from Robinson
in a Hollywood minute,
yeah, I would seriously consider. Even if it costs you $12 million and you're spending more than the $5.95 or $7 million he's on the book for, but you're potentially setting your future, right? You have Evans who could pass the torch to Dobbs, and then you develop the talent under Dobbs, and then they become the trio. So, and another thing is, another year you're talking contract extension with Ricky Pearsall. So they got to get that next piece up.
Tony, I was under the impression, man, I didn't think Pearsall would make it through. I think we're probably looking at shopping around two guys to me, Ricky P and Ronaldo Green. I was thinking trade bait, something for those two. They just didn't do it for me towards the end of the year, man. I'm so sorry. You can throw Jair Brown in here too. I'm not that impressed. I'm not that impressed with those guys. And if they left and we could get something more productive and more solid, I would be totally okay with it. Totally okay.
And listen, I'm not saying this. They got a lot of work to do with this roster. You have two teams. You have a Super Bowl winning team that's number one in the NFC West now until proven otherwise.
Yes, sir.
You have the Rams who upgraded their secondary with two brand new corners. So the Niners are sitting at 3 right now. And there's if anyone's telling me different, you got to take your team hoople team thing off your 49er glasses off.
Yeah.
And you got to look at it from a football aspect, right?
Very fair, very objective, very reasonable. And it is. You got the Super Bowl champs and the team who they considered was the Super Bowl, de facto Super Bowl, because the Rams and the Seahawks, they were going at it. It could have went a couple of different ways, but yeah. And it just so happens that we're in that division. If were we in any other division in the NFC, we would be hands down. We're top dogs everywhere else, like Visa, everywhere you want to be. But in this division here, hey, you gotta.
It's a tough division.
Tip our hats a little bit.
No, it's a tough division, and there's no doubt about it. But what we have to think about is we still have Kyle Shanahan, and I still think this team will compete with Kyle Shanahan, with the roster that we have right now, without doing anything else to the offense.
Tony,
I think they upgraded the offense from what it was last year, and they went all the way to the divisional rounds.
Tony, if we were healthy, do you realize at the end that game against Seattle, we were missing 4 All-Pros and a first-round draft pick. And the other first-round draft pick wasn't quite as first-roundish as you wanted him to be. He was banged up. I'm not going to besmirch his effort, but we'll say he was banged up. If you take 4 All-Pros off of any roster, and they're 2 first-round picks for the last 2 years off of any roster, they can't compete. Nobody can. They don't make the playoffs.
No,
but we're stepped away from an NFC championship, and true, we got the butts were handed to us. Got to give it up. It was this Seattle Supersonics out there. They had our number, and they were clearly the better team. But I bet I can't go and take 4 All-Pros off their team and 2 of their last first round draft choices the last 2 years. And I don't think they would possibly have the outcome that we did for a 13. What was it? 13-4. Did we go 13-4 somewhere around there? We won 13 games total, 12-5, 13-4, something like that. It's just heal up, man. Get a pass rush. If you infuse back Nick Bosa, if you get a number 1 wide receiver, if you get the best linebacker in the National Football League, I'd like to see how that looks. And we had the possibility of doing that. If you get back Michael Williams, who is staunch against the run, he was brought here to be the run stopper. You take that off, then you got problems stopping the run. Well, go figure. Dude, we're not that far away. It's not, the sky isn't falling. The Hindenburg isn't crashing. You just got to heal up. And I'd like to just be competitive. Let me see me at full strength, and Kyle with all of his, a complement of talent. And hey, we can compete.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're not going to be. They're not going to have a losing record. They're going to compete. It's just whether or not they compete enough to get into the playoffs at the end of the year. I think this team is a good team. It's a very well-coached team. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm kind of stumped because I don't know what we're going to see. And I think that is what the issue is with attacking free agencies, because like when I try to do my list of people that I think the Niners will have interested in, who I'm interested in, that would be fits for the defense, like, yes, Trey Hendrickson would be great opposite of Nick Bosa. But if Morris goes to a 5-man front, does Trey Hendrickson fit?
I think you can infuse Trey, man. Trey's gonna give you double-digit sacks, man.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just like looking at it. Like,
I just need that.
I know for a fact they sniffed around him at the trade deadline. They sniffed around him. I mean, if you don't know that, I mean, you have to know it. They definitely sniffed around him. But The asking price was probably too high.
Yeah.
So they took a step back, and it is what it is. But I mean, there's still a lot of moves they need to make. I'm not saying right now that this is the roster that they can contend with. It's far from it. But there are pieces that they're adding. There's still pieces that could be added. And I think once they're done with free agency, then they got to attack the draft. But now the issue with the draft is after round 4, they're out.
Yeah, but we got a hard 7. It's like poker. I gotta get the cards. I can't miss now. I can't be out here doing your little experiments and stuff. I gotta get bona fide good ones.
So what do they have? 100 out of the 100 first top 125. They have 7 picks, I think.
Let me see. I did a mock draft. I'll pull it up for you here. Where's my mock? I just did with my man David McNiner. Shout out David McNiner. I was on with him last week. He's saying what's good. And let me pull this up for you. Add that to the stage. Man, I love that little kid. Move that. This was how I mocked it. We got 27, pick 58, pick 92, 127. That's in the 4th round. 128. That's in the 4th round. 133 in the 4th round, and 138 in the 4th round. 185 in the 5th round, and 171 in the 5th round. So. I pulled off a little deal here. I think, and David McNiner, you can refresh me if I'm messing. I think I traded and got 1 or 2 more picks. I think it was 1 or 2 more picks I acquired from something. I just had to trade down a spot, but I picked up 2 picks, and that's where those 5th rounders come from. But if we can pull off this is ideal for me. I'd love Kenyon Sadiq for this team in the 1st round. I need special in the 1st round, and that's Kenyon Sadiq for me.
Hey, just give me 1 sec, Tardo.
Go ahead. I'll pull you off, and then just let me know when you're ready to come back. Yeah, this is my mock draft. This is my philosophy on drafting, and I think I shared this with you guys before. My 1st rounder has got to hit, man. He's got to be sensational. I'm going best player available. I don't care what position. I'll find a place. I can see that 1st rounder being a Pro Bowler, and he's got to be special. He's got to be something I really, really love. My 2nd rounder, well, he can be 2nd and 3rd round, they can be rotational, potential starters. They're going to need a little development here or there, but I can see them starting for this team in the latter part of the year. 4th and 5th round, now we're talking situational. Probably special teamers will try to make that thing some kind of way. Probably your practice squad guy can move up to the special teams, and in a pinch, you can utilize him for maybe 1 or 2 games. 6th and 7th round, I call that probational. I don't know if you're gonna quite make it. You probably got a lot of things missing, and you need development. But you got one little thing special, and that's something that we can use here. That's my philosophy. So with that said, in my mock draft, I wanted special. I wanted special in that 1st round. That was Kenyon Sadiq for me. Tony, just give me the thumbs up if you're ready. And that was Kenyon Sadiq for me. And then there's a center down in Auburn. I would really like, because that was the availability of the position. I was looking at who's the best at their position, making my mock draft pick. I got used the consensus of NFL Buzz, PFF, PFN. What else did I use? I go to the people who scout and who grade for a living, and I make a consensus of what that looks like to them. How do they rank them? and this was a pre-combine, and I'm sure some are going to rise and fall based on how they did at the combine, because like, love it or like it or hate it, the combine means something to some folks. The RAS score, the relative athletic score, means something to some folks. Just as much, it doesn't mean as much to some as it does to others, but it means some nonetheless. And this is how I worked it out, man. I love Connor Lew as a center. There's another kid I've been looking at for 2 years. His name is Brailsford. Brailsford plays at Alabama University. He was ready to be the center for the San Francisco 49ers, not just this year, but last year when I realized he wasn't coming out. But I said, that kid, I watched him on film. I said, that kid can come and start for me. Again, the bar isn't but so high because we got Brindle there. but yeah, Connor Lew is good. Julian Neal out of Arkansas looks to be a solid cornerback. You need help there. Safety, Bishop Fitzgerald, another decent pick. USC guy. He's more of a free, which we do. I think Siegel can come up, and if we give him the tutelage of a Raheem Morris, I think he's going to develop and take a couple of steps up. But I would really like Julian Neal if we can get him. And this, again, this is at 92. This is in the 3rd round, and so on and so forth. A little later on, this would be a steal in the 4th round. CJ Daniels from the U. He can ball, man. I love players from the U. Whole different mindset. They get down and they play. And then I rounded up with Caleb Proctor. Again, I had to do a little bit of fancy dealing and pick up 2 picks. We don't have this right now solid. We only have 7 picks, and that would be through round 4. I think we got 2 or 3 4th rounders, but it would be pretty much done for us after probably about the middle of day 3. But this is what I was trying to do. Your thoughts, Tony? Did you see my philosophy in drafting, man? I want special, Tony. I don't want players where he might work if I could get to him and help him out a little bit, and we can wait a year. And this, no, I need a guy who is a man child ready to go, and who's challenging to be one of the best in the division. I don't know if he can be the best in the NFL, but if we look around our division right now, tight end, George Kittle is the premier tight end. Do I have somebody comparable to his skill level, his traits, particularly for receiving, that's going to be available at 27? That's Kenyon Sadiq for me. And we're going to need him probably for the first month, if not month and a half of the season, because Kittle's not really going to be available, I don't think. But I'm tired of getting these tight ends that, pause that, he can block. I don't need, I need a productive tight end. No more dwellies, no more, who has it got? Like Cam Latus, no more, Braden Willis's, no more Werners, no more. I'm done with that. Give me a good tight end. Pause. Who can ball? Pause. Yeah, he might be off the and he could be off the board at 27, but I keep on every mock draft I have, somehow he falls. He's right there at 27.
I'd be shocked if he's there with his workouts.
I know that workout. He went to that combine. See, he messed me up. That's when that combine mess you up, because somebody gonna be looking like, hey, let's get that daggone Kenyon Sadiq. And they're going to get him about 15. I know it. And Seattle's always listening to our mock drafts, and they take all the players that we mock. So I feel bad having it online. I don't even like telling them nothing.
Oh God.
They do be Tony. They be mad. It make me mad, man. For the last, I think it's 2 years. Hold on, I got the graphic. Let me show you my investigative research by my crack staff. That's me. Man, I went back and looked at Seattle. This would have been making me mad, man. I'm gonna add it to the stage. Look at these offensive linemen that they picked up when I've been screaming for the 49ers to get since 22, Tony. It go back to 22, man. Wow. I seen Abraham Lucas. I seen Charles Cross. I seen Anthony Bradford. I begged the 49ers to get these offensive linemen. I said, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this. And we were out here getting who is the kicker? That daggone Moody and dumb stuff. We only had 3 picks. I wanted we only drafted like in the 3rd round. I think this is like 21, 22. I said, man, we got to start getting tackles and offensive linemen now. Man, the Seattle Seahawks listened and took every ball. Zach Charbonnet, they took that one too. I mocked all these guys the last three years, Tony.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of that 2022 class is gone.
Man,
Cross and Lucas.
Cross was on there. Cross was there. I tell you, you know why they gone? They all wearing Super Bowl rings. I know that. Kobe Bryant. I told him Kobe Bryant was on that Cincinnati team across from Sauce Gardner. And I first of all, his name was Kobe Bryant. I said, we got to get Kobe Bryant, man, because Kobe hadn't died. I think it was 2020. So I said, a kid named Kobe Bryant, I gotta have that. Nope. You know who did it? Seattle Seahawks. You know who won the Super Bowl ring? Seattle Seahawks. Just saying. Some good picks, man. Their GM's been either listening to us or listening to, and I listen to the scouts. They rank them well, and they go out and they get them. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he got by me a little bit, but it shouldn't have, because you can't go wrong. And I'm gonna shout out my man Kyler Young. You can't go wrong with an Ohio State receiver, man. They're just made for this. And they're gonna do well. Those Ohio State guys are gonna do so well in the National Football League because they are professionally trained. That's why they kill the combine.
Yeah.
That staff gave them everything that the pros are looking for. They had mock interviews and they went to the precise camps they needed to go to, and they are going to be pro ready stepping on that field. Watch what I tell you. You see Sonny Styles and all of them. They all running 4-3, 4-4, and they're going to do well, man. Ohio State makes a pro. Meanwhile, we going out here messing around with guys from University of Florida who be posing, and I'm like, oh, Lord.
Oh, God.
But I'm excited about my main man, Mike Evans, man. I think we really got a big fish on that one. Normally, we would have to hang our hat on something like Keon White.
Listen,
Keon,
I like Keon White. I ain't gonna lie.
I know, Tony, but he ain't. That's not something we celebrate and be like. The first thing we say, who? And it was, oh yeah, he played with the Patriots. He was a little rotational piece, we can, we'll do this and that with him and stuff. I need a name. I need a bona fide guy. When you go out here and giving that money away, I can't have rotational and situational. I need a dude. I need a stud. But
I hear you.
That just me, man. Stop going out here getting these festivas and get a S-Class Mercedes Benz, man. Spend you some money.
I mean, listen, so far this offseason, who's that? So far this offseason, they signed Mike Evans. They signed the tackle from New England, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, I remember.
And you also got to add the re-signing of Eddie Pinheiro and Weeks, the long snapper. So they keep that exchange.
Definitely Eddie Pinheiro. I really like Eddie P. Eddie P is the dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully they make a couple more moves. I think they definitely need to. I know they were in on John Franklin Myers and they got outbidded by the Titans, but I think they still need some help on the defensive line. They need a left guard. And they need there's rumors flying about potentially trading Renardo Green. If you trade him, you need a corner now. You definitely need a true safety, a coverage safety.
Yeah.
And the most crucial part, Terradome, is they gotta hit it with the draft. They have to.
We got to hit. They got to. I'm looking at the best players available in that draft. I want by position. How are they ranked? And we need to get 1, 2, or 3. And he's got to have some productivity. He got to come in here ready to go. Now, the caveat I'll give on all this is Raheem Morris is more geared towards those cornerbacks. I think we're gonna have a step up in the secondary a bit, but that's still the fact remains is we're not getting to the passer. We're not putting the passer in pressure. We're not putting him on the ground.
They're not working.
Whenever you're not doing that, Tony, they're gonna sit back and carve you up. The good ones will carve you up if he ain't worried about the rush. You can take a mediocre guy. I don't even want to say mediocre, a average talent guy, and he can have a day on you if he's not pressured, if he's not worried about your pass rush. Remember the days we used to argue about what is it really with the 49er defense? I think it's the secondary. And then other people, well, I think it's the pass rush. Remember we used to argue about that? Now it's, hey, take your shot, buddy. It's got to be the pass rush. It could be the corners. It could be you ain't got no linebackers. We just out here. We ain't got much of nothing.
To have a successful defense, you got to have all 3 levels playing on the same page, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
it's got to work. They got to work hand in hand. If they don't, there's going to be openings. It's proven. It's factual. If they're not all on the same page, you're not going to have a good defense. And it comes down to coaching, it comes down to scheme, and it comes down to player talent and player development. So, there's a trend setting here, and the 49ers are choosing to go old on offense, and I think they're going to go with the youth on the defense. I think they're going to keep all their big money invested with their old aging veterans on the offensive side of the ball, and they're just going to go young and fast on defense. And, Bosa's still got a massive cap number. Probably next year he's going to be looking for an extension. And Fred Warner. And hold his name for a minute. I got to ask you something about him too. Okay. Players like that. Hold on one second. Everyone's calling me when I'm trying to do this shit. Hold on one second.
They only hollering at Tony when he on with me. Let me get some of y'all super chats. Well, it ain't super chats, but y'all super, and you're chatting. Terradome wants Fruit Loops, not fruit rings. Remember that, man? You used to get Fruity Rings and the generic cereal, and you put the milk on them, and the color would run off the side of them. Don't bother me. It'd be nice to add Bradley Chubb. I like Bradley Chubb. I like I hear Benito Bettino is out there. But if that's the case, they come with a high price tag, but man, I ain't turning nothing down but my collar. If I'd have seen you in the NFL and you can get to the pass rush and give me double-digit sacks for the year, and you've averaged that last 2-3 years, you too can be a San Francisco 49er. I am not turning you down. Just get your money right a little bit. Might have to take a little pay cut. I am excited to see Raheem play a lot more man coverage than zone. Green should have a much better year if he is primarily playing man. I hope so. I hope so, man. But Green, I got a cut up of why they were so pissed off at Green during the playoffs.
Oh God!
Y'all remember
chasing him? Kyle was following him.
Dude. We gave up a big. It was like a 3rd and 27 or something against the Buccaneers early in the year.
Yeah,
and
in the playoffs.
It was in the regular season.
Well, it happened again with Green in the playoffs.
That's why he was so pissed off. If you remember that regular season one against the Buccaneers, John Lynch was in the booth like, "Oh my God, how would y'all do that?" Well, the scenario happens again. It's a 2nd and 27, maybe a 2nd and 20, and the guys are giving. We're in the game against Seattle, and the guys are giving the top down. They're tapping their head. They're like, they got to go 20 yards because Mustafa had just had a big sack. They're 2nd and 20 here, and they do like this to a man. That daggone Ronaldo Green came out of there, man, and they ran a smash concept with, I think, Njigba on a 7 route on a flag, but they ran the little curl or what's called a burst with the running back out of the backfield, and Green bit on that running back and vacated, and he threw right over his head. And you can see the coaches on his sideline saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then it was a couple more times when they ran that he didn't force on the outside defense, and whenever they needed it, man, Kenneth Walker, it looked like they just came. Their offensive plan was, "Hey, whenever we need some yards, let's run that Green." And they just, I got to cut up Tony. They just keep running back at him and running back at him and running back at him. Well, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Be honest with you, I know you're a Miami fan, but he was a pretty solid corner at Florida State. And when they drafted him, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
they got a nice little piece. But his game just didn't transition or translate to the NFL. I don't know what it is, if it's too fast, if it's too complicated. I don't know, but
I don't know. He seemed tentative. It seems like he just I don't know, man. And Jair Brown will just get caught looking in the backfield, and receivers are running right by him. And I'm like, what are you looking at? It's one thing, Tony, if it's a wonderful play fake, if it's play action. And you got some great fakers out there, like Aaron Rodgers will hold that thing out and hide the ball and stuff. It was an empty backfield. He's looking in the backfield, and Egbuka, whatever the guy, is running right by you, dude. What are you doing?
It's crazy. But getting back to the one thing I wanted to ask you, what do you make? All right, the first one was the Trent Williams trade rumors. Now, what do you make of hearing like the phone calls about Fred Warner?
I think that's got to be smoke and mirrors, man. Fred Warner battled back and was ready to go. Had we won against Seattle, which is a tall order, Fred Warner was playing in that NFC Championship. Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the business. We will let go of some other things before we let go of some Fred Warner. I think it would be, man, you might have a mutiny on your hands. You let go of Fred Warner or George Kittle. Now, from my understanding, I don't know if him and Kittle are the best of friends. They definitely don't hang out in Nashville together. And Kittle has a way of saying, like, Fred's not here, and we got to move on. Other guys are hurt and stuff like that. But dude, we need both. We absolutely need both. They're both heart and soul of their respective units, that being the offense and the defense. They are that for this team, for this organization, for this label, for this crew. They are all of that, both of them. So people can call, and if you give me the world, I'll listen. But barring that, no, dude, no, Fred ain't going nowhere.
Well, I'm just saying, like, obviously we're both diehard Niner fans. Fred's been here for what? 8 years?
Fred been here for a minute. Yeah.
8 years.
And been balling.
7 years? Is it 7 years? 2020.
Yeah.
No, 2018. 8 years he's been here. And I'm just going to say this.
Yep.
Through contract extensions, through all the talks with him, when he wanted his new deal, when he wanted new money, you never once heard Fred Warner's name come up. And then when they came out with that the other day, I was just like, wow, is something really up? But I don't think so. I think they'd be stupid to do something like that. And, love Fred. I want this team to get a Super Bowl, but, it's going to be a lot of work. They got a lot of things to do. They got a lot of work on their hands. They're finishing out this roster reconstruction or retool if you want. And go from there, man. There's still some pieces out there that can help.
Fred is the linchpin of that defense. And every good defense has that dynamic of a middle linebacker who can get depth and who can cover. When you find linebackers that can sink in passes and play top down and keep it in front of them, they disrupt really good in the hook and the curl zone.
Yeah.
Whenever we're playing a team and I see they got a couple of linebackers who can sink good and who can cover it, or just at least stay with a guy like CMC or Mostert or something like that, man, it's going to be hella captain. We're going to have a hard time. When we played Baltimore that year, we went to the Super Bowl, and I seen those linebackers. It was Queen, and they had another one they had acquired from the Chicago Bears. I'm forgetting his name.
Smith,
I said, Roquan. I said, we're going to have a hard damn time. You got because those lanes ain't going to be open. Those linebackers sink good. And now Seattle's got Ernest Jones, the fourth. He can sink, and he will be in the middle of the field, right in your passing lane. It's called thief. They can play thief. You got robber, which is a strong safety coming down. You got what's it called? It's robber, and then it's another term when your free comes down. It's robber when your strong comes down, but it's thief when that linebacker can get to the spot and play safety, and that's his natural position. He knows how to get to the right spot in the middle of the field and pretty much rob any interference coming in that middle of the field. A lot of linebackers don't have that. They get caught up in the play action, and Brock usually tosses it right over their heads. But those linebackers sink, man, they cut off all that stuff. You're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, so looking forward to the day two, see what I mean, I don't know. I hope they sign. I hope they just don't sit. I want to see them add to the roster. And I know they're a tough team to deal with, tough team to like. There's no way in hell Mike Evans wasn't coming to San Francisco if he didn't agree to this deal. Like the Niners were not giving him $20 plus $27 million a year. There's no way in hell. We all know that. So
he's taking a hometown discount.
Yeah, so I mean,
and we picked up him. Let me give him some respect. What's his name? Dang, what is this guy?
The tackle.
The tackle. Low. Yeah, Vidarian Low, something like that. He's coming. He should be a decent piece. He's with the. He was with the New England Patriots, so we'll get him in there, and hopefully he can make some hay for us. But Trent Williams, he is not, and there are no other Trent Williams out there. So
I think he's an upgrade over Pleasance at the swing tackle. I think, I mean, he's a big dude. He's like 6'5", 325.
Yeah,
he's got like his arms are 35 and a quarter or something. I think I read.
He's a big one. He's
got some long ass arms. So he has starting experience. Can play both sides. He was drafted by Minnesota, so now, what's the guy that they just brought back from Minnesota? Kwesi, the GM that was in Minnesota and he came back to San Francisco when he was hired.
Yeah, they fired him in Minnesota. I think it's because of Sam Darnold.
Yeah, well, the Niners took him back, and this could be a Kwesi signing. Like, hey, listen, this guy's got some ceiling. I like him. He was good for us. Spot starts, could play both sides. So listen, it's an upgrade over play. As long as they're showing like upgrades over what they have, it is what it is. This team in the past has had success with middle tier free agents. Like guys like Dante Whitner, guys like Tony Parrish, guys like Ray Brown. And, you can just keep going and going and going. But the middle tier free agents, those are the guys you go after in free agency. You want to get that big piece, bang. You go out and get that one big piece. But you don't go out and spend all this money on all these high-priced veterans.
Yeah. Agreed. I want the big piece, and then I want how we do. We go a little bit lesser tier, and support your big piece. Right. What I didn't want is we just going out getting a whole bunch of midgets and saying, "Hey, we save money." No, you can put a dress on a pig. It don't make her a beauty queen. Just because you address a situation that ain't it.
That's a good one. I like that.
You like that one? That is a Terradome exclusive. Where my stuff at, man? Here you go. Yeah, Terradome. That's a Terradome exclusive, man. I got a graphic for it too. I made that last week when we was talking about the draft. Here you go. You can put a dress on a pig, but it doesn't make it a pageant queen. That's what I said.
So, there's a couple guys like there's still like somebody like Zach Wilson. They choose to go on from Mac Jones. You bring him in, and you try to develop him. Another project, a reclamation project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle did his due diligence on him at the draft coming out. So, that's somebody you look at. The offensive tackles, we addressed one. Wasn't any of the names that I had on my list. But someone like at the guard position, right? Evan Neal from the Giants, who could be who needs a change of scenery to play guard. Yeah. Brandon Christensen from Carolina, who can play all four positions. Joel Bonito, an older vet. Wyatt Teller, another older vet.
I like Wyatt Teller coming out of college. I think he's an Iowa guy, is he not?
Wyatt Teller, Virginia Tech.
Virginia's, oh dang, I knew it was something. He's a
and guys like who's the guy? Brain fart. Dylan Parham, right?
Yeah.
Someone like that to come in to add depth as center and stuff like that. So, there's pieces out there. Cushenberry from Tennessee. You want to upgrade your center spot? You bring in Cushenberry and let him compete it out with Brendel.
They just love Brendel too much, Tony. They just
They do. It's disgusting.
It's just bad. It's
a big bromance going on there.
I know, man, and they don't see anything that I see the film. You can't tell me this guy's like, even when I think it was it Hennessy that filled in for him for 2 games. Hennessy looked
Hennessy,
great.
yes.
Hennessy was downfield blocking. Brock didn't have the pass rush up in his face, or Brock, or I think it was Mac at the time, maybe. But they went right back to Brindle, man. They say, yeah, Brindle's, oh yeah, gotta keep Brindle. Brindle, oh, he does a lot. Y'all don't see. He's got a computer mind, and he's sliding protection. Every time I see somebody running by him, that's what I see.
No, listen.
We walk by faith and not by sight. But faith is a substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. I see that fool getting lit.
There is one guy I want to talk about that's still available from Tampa Bay, Logan Hall, a defensive tackle. He's like a real like pass rusher defensive tackle. He can line up across the board. It gives you a little flex outside. Someone that's on the free agent market that can help you come in a rotation. Another guy, like, they looks like they want a veteran in there. Jonathan Allen, who they showed interested in when he was with Washington, when they were cutting him.
Oh man, Allen and Payne at one time. That was
that
was the most formidable tandem in all of football. My cousin Ellison, y'all know Ellison, man. He would be complaining about the Redskins or the Commanders so much. I said, man, but boy, you got 2 down front, and don't nobody want them. But don't nobody, they don't want that smoke. They don't want that smoke. But yeah, I like Payne. I like Payne and Allen. Yeah.
So it's a piece that could be added as a veteran to the defensive front. A guard that I'm keeping my eye on that was just cut by Green Bay. I know he has a little injuries, but Elton Jenkins, who could play guard and center, I think can come in and help out with the Niners and on their offensive line for a year or two. So, like, there's still pieces out there that could contribute, but, we'll see what they have up their sleeve. I'm just looking at all the negative on Twitter right now from certain people with the signing of Mike Evans.
I know who you're talking about. He's he went to the Dr. Kevorkian School of Motivation and Optimism. So screw him.
He's got his crew with him too.
Him and his dad. And screw them, man. Ain't nobody think about them. They just love the sky falling and hell freezing over, and they celebrate the gas prices or something. I don't know what's wrong with this. I ain't got time for them. And if they love the Eagles so much, well, go be an Eagle beat writer. If you love them other teams and you slurping them very much for whatever reason, go be with that. We the San Francisco 49ers right here, man.
I agree.
We need. They just sit around and
that's all I got as far as that. I mean, it's still early. Let's see what they could do. Still a little bit too early to start looking at the draft because I think they could still finagle a little bit. But I will tell you this. If they're able to fill like a defensive lineman, add like a pass rushing, bigger like tweener linebacker to the roster, and Sadiq is there at 27.
Yeah.
I think that could be adding another piece to the puzzle.
Man. Oh, boy, Lord, if I could go 2 tight ends and 2 wide receiver sets with a single back with Sadiq and Kittle and Mike Evans and somebody else. Just give me somebody else who can run routes. Just somebody else tough. He ain't got to be the most stellar guy. He just got to be dependable and reliable and just be able to to get over. I really would like Jauan Jennings to stay. I love Jauan Jennings. I know everybody say, "Oh, he's slow, but Jauan Jennings just carries the mail, man. He probably will leave us, and his market value is $21 million, maybe around that. But Jauan, if I know we've asked everything of you, if you just could stay one more year, if you take a little haircut and would stay, I promise you, we'll throw some incentives on the back end. We'll do something. We'll get them I don't know. We'll get them a gas card because y'all need a gas card out there in California. That gas $8.21. T.
The gas
$8.21 a gallon.
The gas just went up 34 cents overnight by me. My wife called me. She's like, "Guess how much the gas is?" I was like, "What?" She's like, $69. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, this we didn't think that went through there, Tony. Don't mess with the people with the petroleum, man. It can make life a little hard.
Listen, it is what it like. I'm not gonna get into politics and shit like that, but when you say "kill America,"
and well, when I gotta fill that tank up, I gotta talk about. I'm trying to stay away from the politics, but all I can talk about is daily living, and I need that 93% octane. 100%. It's 370 here. I rode past it. It's 324 for that regular octane, that 87. I can put that Ford F-150 on the road. My F-150 in the shop. So, I'm rolling the Sunday go to meeting car, and that thing drinks champagne.
That's you have an F-150?
Yes.
What year?
Love that. It's a 2006.
Damn, all right.
It is beautiful and black and tough and takes me through hurricanes, snowstorms. I drop it in the 4x4. I can move somebody. Keep a big tool box on the back of it. I can help people and everything. It's dependable, reliable, and it's pretty and black.
I just got one because my other truck was totaled.
Man, I love it. What color you got?
Silver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she nice. Silver. What year?
25.
Oh, nice.
A silver. I lease it. I don't buy. I just lease.
That is beautiful. Oh, that 25. Is it the electric? You didn't get the Lightning, did you? Or you?
No, I got the hybrid one though.
Okay, that's good.
Not bad. It's not. There is a difference on the gas. It's barely in the hybrid because the hybrid it shuts off after 25 miles an hour. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more for I guess when it's parked or when it's you're at a light. When you're idling, it'll stay electric, and then once I go, it's gas.
Yeah. It saves money at the stops. It'll feel like the car shut off.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you like
it'll drive on electric, and then you hear the gas kick in, the engine kick in. But I like it. It's got 20-inch rims on it. They're black rims, silver. It's the full cab. I got dual exhaust coming out the back. It's nice. I like it.
Oh man, yeah. I love Fords, man. I'm a Ford truck guy. Most people, not most people, it's the number one selling truck in years.
Well, I'll tell you this: the Ranger saved my life.
The Ranger saved you. How was that? The safety of it?
Yeah, the Ranger saved my life.
There it is. I love Fords. My man at work, he just talked about GMC on there. GMC, yeah, that GMC, man, and we go back and forth all night. At least my truck is this and his truck is that. But I'm a Ford guy. And some guys like them Dodges, man. Them Dodges, they look beautiful, but they just that thing guzzling some gas.
Oh way, not for me.
Real. Tanisha said gas is high as giraffe punani. out here in California. I was telling T, man, I saw it on the news. That thing
I don't know if
821. What you look at? Oh yeah, there she go. There she go. Big King Cab. Yeah, that's how she roll. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it.
It's got the black package. All the emblems are black instead of the blue, the royal blue.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's you can and then you could customize Fords real good. If you want to do a little something different, they got so many different kits and because I made my door handles real distinctive with chrome. And my wife got me some rims years ago for Father's Day, and it was just people love that truck, man. I don't want to give, and she paid for it too, so I'm just rolling. I'm just
better, right?
Woo, baby. She paid for. That's my everyday get down. But yeah, that gas now, man, that daggone, for that 93. Yeah, let's do something else. Who else you guys up? Oh, Tony done ran through a plethora.
Yeah. You missed it.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Who's your main guy? What do you want to hear today, Tony? What would be like Christmas as far as a free agent pickup for you today? Given the right price and the productivity that we can get.
Woo! That's tough.
I'm making dreams come true. Just say it and manifest it. Who would be just ideal for you? Who would say out there in free agents land and you would say, yeah, that's what I want? Let me see.
Honestly, I don't know. But if you're gonna like force it on me, I would say Joe Bonito at left guard.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, man.
Right. Add a weapon for Brock, but now we got to protect them. So
exactly. Man, I wouldn't mind one bit getting. Let me see. I'm looking at my names. Oh, we got Mike Evans.
Because like cornerback is like based on them making another move, right? They're not going to like I've seen people saying they go in on Woolen, Tariq Woolen from the Seahawks. They're not going to bring him in if they don't move on from Green. But they do need a number 3 corner. I will tell you that. But Woolen's not going to be paid the way he's expected to be a number 3 corner. They need to upgrade over Luter. Another guy I would like to get my hands on, but I think he might be too much. I know for a fact the Niners were in on him and they were going to draft him until Cincinnati jumped in front of him and took him. And that's Cameron Taylor-Britt from Cincinnati.
I like that kid.
And
I like that. Cameron Taylor-Britt is a good pickup.
If they could get him, I think you solidify your secondary, and then you come back. Maybe you look at like a Nick Cross or Jalen Watkins from New England as a free safety, cover safety. But they could still be looking for big paydays. Another corner with ties to Morris is Kobe Durant from the Rams. He played on that Super Bowl team with Morris.
That's true.
So there's ties there. If they don't go Bonito at guard, maybe a Wiley Teller or a Parham, like I said earlier. I don't think they're going to do center, so that's out. I'm not going to say anything. Hendrickson, if the price is right, you add him because of his talent. I don't think he's going to move on his price. He seems like he's very locked on his price. So then does that open the door for a Joey Bosa to match up with Nick?
I don't like Joey Bosa. I just don't.
I mean, he had a pretty solid year last year with Buffalo. He stayed healthy, but like they're at the latter part of their career, right? They had contracts, guaranteed money. And what's motivating at this point, right? A Super Bowl ring. That's everyone's dream. But what about winning a Super Bowl with your brother? I think that's the most motivating factor out of it all. But again, like I'm not paying Joey Bosa $20 million.
Yeah, if he comes in and takes a haircut I'm willing to work with it, but
right, because
if
it's clearly not a rebuild because you spent money on Mike Evans. You're talking about giving Trent Williams, who's 38 years old, more money. So it seems like they're going in with the all-in mentality for this year. So why don't you bring in? I don't think Hendrickson will come on a one-year deal. I think it's going to cost you more for Hendrickson. That's why you look at Bosa for the one-year deal. You bring him in. You draft another piece. You know what I'm saying? Like
I like Hendrickson though, man. I think, and he's coming off an injury.
But he's too stubborn. Like I was listening earlier, Adam Schefter said it. He's like, he has his price and he's not moving off of it.
And he can.
Because
but
the problem is this, right? Look at, and this is what I don't understand, right? And maybe you could help me with this.
Talk to me.
The Texans gave Darnell Hunter a 1-year, $40 million extension. What? How are you supposed to sign a free agent?
Oh, Danielle Hunter, man.
Now.
And I love Danielle Hunter, man. I wanted him years ago. But
granted, Taradona,
$40 million on a 1-year deal.
He's on the team already. He's probably said, okay, I'll take the deal. I'm here. I want to be here. There's probably a lot of flexibility. It's not a true 1-year, $40 million deal. But when he's already on the roster, he's already situated in a defense, he knows the scheme, he knows the players, he's happy and content, you could show the 1-year, $40 million, even though me, you, and anybody with a freaking brain in their head know it's not truly a $40 million deal. Right? I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So now you have a guy who is not on a team and has the full market. And
you done locked up all your loot, man.
So it's like the same thing with Trent Williams, right? Before free agency start, what did the Washington Commanders do? They extended Tunsil. $35 million per a year extension for 2 years, $70 million. 2 years, $70 million. So what do you think Trent Williams is going to want?
You done moved the market.
Right?
Yeah.
Reset
the top tackles in the league are, I want to say, my man up in Detroit, Tristan Wirfs, and Trent. It's still, by PFF standards, Trent's above 90. His pass blocking is 80. He's of course he's 38 years old, but hey, he's still the dude. He's top 3 in the National Football League. What's my guy name? It's not Pearsall. It's starts with a P. Hey.
For who?
For the Detroit Lions. The tackle up there. Penei Sewell. Yeah. It's him, Tristan Wirfs, and Trent. Those are the top 3. All above 90 PFF grades. And he going Trent said, I don't care what that age say. That PFF says this. I want my loot. And we probably gonna have to just deal with it there. Tanisha says, what is the time frame for us to deal with Trent Williams' contract before he becomes a free agent?
March. There's a bonus that he's set to get, I think, on March 20th of $10 million.
Okay.
So if he's on the roster, they have to pay him for it.
Okay. So that gives us some, we'll be looking at 10 days.
See, now I said something yesterday with Wayne. I said, there's a pattern here with this team, with some of these veterans. It seems like every other year, especially with Trent Williams, he looks for more money. Listen, Trent Williams is phenomenal. I'll tell you that right now. Is he the same Trent Williams he was 5 years ago? No, he's not. He's still a damn good left tackle. He's probably top 3 left tackle, top 3 tackle in the league. And you just got to think of it like this. There's no guarantee on his money. So every other year when the Niners extend him, the guarantees are up. And that's where we're at right now. They just extended them last year. Guarantees up this year. So they're going to do it this year. It's going to be up the next year. Past, not this year. It'll be up in 2028. Now, if you're telling me we're extending a 33-year-old, pay the dude. Pay the dude. But we're talking about a 38-year-old. A 38-year-old who literally, granted, he went through his issue with his medical issues. He beat his cancer 100%. God bless him. More power to him. So he missed those 2 years of football, so he's 2 years younger on the field. But the thing is this. If they extend him, and let's just say next year, let's just say hypothetically, the Niners win the Super Bowl this year. They extend him, and he has guaranteed money next year, and he retires, it screws the Niners.
I think Trent still got 2 in him. Before you see the significant drop off, I think Trent still, and we did see some drop off. I saw some things this year. I was like, oh, that's not.
I think his pass protection dropped off. I really do. I think him as a run blocker, he's a phenomenal because all he does is put your body on him. He puts his body on him, and that's it. But like everyone keeps saying the same thing, right? Oh, well, they got it that he's got him by the balls because they don't have a replacement. So if you extend him this year, that means you're not going to draft somebody and you're going to give him 2 more years. And that 2 years is going to come and he's going to say, oh, I want more guarantees. And you're still not going to have somebody. So when Kyle came in, what did he do? Right? He signed his crew. Trent Brown was here as the starting right tackle. The following year, Trent Brown was under contract. They traded Trent Brown to draft Mike McGlinchey. Why can't that be done now? Granted, Trent Brown is nowhere near in the same conversation of Trent Williams. And I'm making that very clear. But Brock Purdy is going to start hitting big money. Nick Bosa next year, if he has a productive year this year, is going to be looking for money. So where's the fail-safe line? You can't keep keeping these guys around, right? Who's it going to call? Where are you going to pull it from? You're going to move on from Kittle? You don't have a tight end. You're going to move on from Fred? You don't have a middle linebacker. You're going to get rid of CMC? You don't have a running back. So what they need to do is
hoping one of these 1 or 2 year guys start stepping into it.
There's options right now for this team. And again, I'm not saying I'm for getting rid of Trent Williams, but I am for standing up for your future finances of this team and your salary cap and keeping yourself from getting into harm's way. Even though the cap is going to go up every year. Went up $22 million this year. But at some point, you got to say, okay, that's it.
And when we get to that point, we'll do that. But right now, I have what the top 3 tackle in the league. Just take his age off of it. He's top 3. It's Tristan Wirfs. No, it's Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams. Let's say we don't know their ages. I gotta roll with what I got right now. And
no, I understand. Listen, I'm not saying get rid of him, but there's gonna be a point in time where you have to make this decision.
Oh yeah, when he becomes a top 10 versus a top 3, we'll make those hard decisions.
But what are you going to be paying him when he becomes a top 10 tackle? $30+ million?
If he fall this year, we'll
drop off this way, but his money's this way. And what Bill Walsh was very good at, Bill Walsh and that when he was there, they knew when to say, it's coming. The end is coming. Let's go.
He did. But hey, man, we ain't Bill Walsh. It ain't been but one of them. And well, you could say Bill Belichick, but Belichick, he just dealt people how he dealt people. As long as he had Brady, he was cool. I ain't I ain't got it like that. I ain't got that. I ain't got that Super Bowl winner like that.
This is what I'm afraid of, Terry Dolman. I'm going to be straightforward with you. I'm going to say it. When he was a legit free agent, Trent Williams.
Yeah.
He was going to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was done.
It was done.
Yeah, they had it.
Right before the tampering period, he agreed to the Chiefs. It wasn't reported. It was agreed upon with his agent.
Yes.
And he himself called Kyle Shanahan and said, listen, I want to stay with you. Give me the money. And guess who got him the money? Kyle Shanahan. But now the problem is this. Will the Yorks and Parag okay that? That's what the issue is right now. Will they approve another significant amount of money for a 38-year-old?
That's gonna be on them. If it were my money, I'm gonna make a way somehow. Me and Trent gonna sit down. I'm gonna put some money in your pocket. I'm doing this some kind of way. I like and need Trent Williams. It ain't you top 3 in the league. You're not pulling off the Herschel Walker trade to some other team and get back the plethora of picks or whatever. That tackle position is so rare that you have a top 3. You just ain't gonna find it. I can't replace that productivity, that name, that stature in the National Football League if I let it go. I'm not getting that back. And I would make but you bring up a very, very valid point, and it's a respectable point. Parag and them, they looking at bottom line numbers, and they gonna make their decisions. They dabbling in soccer, selling off some team. It's obvious these guys are like, hey, we ain't doing but so much. We ain't doing but this. We ain't doing but that. The philosophy has changed the last 2 or 3 years to really get down to the bean counters. They let some good quality folks out of the door, like Hufanga, Greenlaw, who was banged up, but nonetheless, they shown that they can. We'll go ahead and let it go. And that little move they pulled with BA, good Lord, when you just void the deal. But hey, we got to see what they want to do. If they want to play hardball with them, I understand, but I wouldn't do it. I want Trent Williams. If Trent come to me and say, man, I got it in me, that's all I need to hear. You've earned that for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing I don't like is it's causing issues right now with the team in free agency because they have to focus on a decision with him with his deal because now you're taking money away from the pot.
Yeah.
For free agency. That's the only thing I don't like about it. And I mean, that's my main complaint where I wish there was a resolution. Either A, you extend them, B, you trade them. And that's where I'm at with it. So I just because I kind of have the feeling that the Niners are a little hesitant right now. I mean, they got money back from Brandon Ayuk for their future. So I think that's good, but I just feel that they're hesitating to go forward in their plans. We're adding other pieces. Listen, maybe they have a deal in place to move on from Green, the corner, Bernardo Green, and they want to bring Wooten in. But they're saying, holy shit, well, how can we don't know how to structure this deal because we don't know, are we going to be $10 million in the hole effective March 20th because now Trent's going to be here? Or are we going to restructure? We don't know what we could do. Now, Brent,
that's what I was going to say. It depends on, too, what are the deals they have on the table? And if that outweighs Trent's bloated contract, they're going to make a move accordingly.
Yeah.
Meaning, if I see I can get Woolen or I'm looking at Andre Cisco or Nick Chubb, and the money that we could get, or the money we could get them for, outweighs what we're gonna pay Trent, then you probably move different. You probably make a decision there, and you probably say that. But if they really don't have the money to do what they want to do, ultimately, if you don't see the guy that you have to have ultimately, man, keep your all pro, man. Keep your all pro and extend them for them 2 years, get them some guaranteed money, and we'll move on with not besmirching these professionals, but lesser dudes.
Yeah. But at least you could get your play. It's like, it just seems like every year there's an unknown with a player. It's the most aggravating and frustrating thing, because every year there's a holdup where this team can't say, all right, we're in free agency. Let's put up 5 guys on our board and let's go get these 5 guys. I'm not saying the top 5 free agents. I'm saying, like, a top tier guy, and then a bunch of, like, maybe 1 tier 2, and then like a tier 4, tier 5, and tier 3 guy, right? To make our roster better. But you're sitting here saying, well, he wants this, he's holding out. How much can we allocate towards our top 5 free agents? Because the structure of his deal, we don't know. And it's just year in and year out with this team. Every year, it's somebody.
That's the job. That's
bastards.
I think it's we just don't like this portion of the game
before free agency starts.
We don't do that. We just don't do that. We don't draft well. We don't draft offensive linemen high, and we don't negotiate free agency like in advance and early and get in front of it. We're reactive versus proactive, and it's what we do. But another thing we do is figure it out. Another thing we do is bring in assistant coaches with head coaching potential or head coaching experience. Case in point, we lose Robert Saleh. We're bringing in Raheem Morris, who has rings, and then to double down on it, if you didn't really feel the heat on that one, we're bringing in Eberflus too. So, we're trying to just cover all the bases. I think that's a beautiful way of doing things. We always get the best coaching we can get, except for that year we had what's shotgun name? What's that dude name? He was our defensive coordinator. The one that ran moonshine. You know who I'm talking about, man. Ollie Young. He looked like he ran moonshine. What's that dude name? That sorry defensive coordinator before Saleh. Before Saleh the second time.
Sorensen.
You knew daggone well Sorensen was over his skis and this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, hey, Kyle he'll get you the best coach, and he'll get you a D'Amico. He'll get you a Robert Saleh. He tried to get Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick said, I ain't messing with football this year. And now he's bringing in Raheem Morris and Eberflus. We're going to get the best we can get. Tom Sula was another sorry one, too, but that was way back that was the Trent Baalke era. I was talking about.
I'll never forget when he farted in the press.
He farted at the.
Oh, my God. Dude. What is this?
And then he just played it off, looking at the camera like, yeah. yeah, that was a chair. Man. That was a chair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not so.
Chair, you farted.
It would have been best if you just said, "Oh, excuse me."
Yeah. See, that go. Callie knows Sorensen can probably make some money, some mean moonshine. He just looked like he was just a hillbilly. I guess I'm defense coordinator this year. It's like, what are you doing?
And what he used to do to pressers, how he would answer the questions, I'm just like, oh my God, this guy has no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, we in trouble. We in trouble. And this show that year was bad.
His famous response was like, yeah, just a communication error. I got smoked on a fucking 80-yard bomb. Bro, how many communications hours are you gonna have, bro? It's like week 10 and you said it 50 times.
Communication.
Yeah.
It's like they gave him it's like they gave him the answer before he went into the presser and they wrote it on his hand, and that's all that stayed. Communication. What happened there? You should have added 2 deep zone. Yeah, that's communication.
Communication, and then the other one was we're gonna have to get back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Gotta do better.
What is
next
that?
question?
Drawing board. What are you talking about?
We gotta work it better. Communication. That's the key.
All right.
No more questions for me, guys. Okay, thanks.
I gotta jump.
I'm about to jump myself, man. It was wonderful seeing you. Continued recovery. You the dude, man. Crazy about my man Tony. Y'all can check him out on Nothing But Niners, and where great analysis is played on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Tony, the man. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
All right, God bless you. Yeah, that's my dude, Tony, man. Tony, man. Y'all give him another round of applause, bro. Tony. I didn't want to disrespect our other pickup, too. I wanted to say the breaking news, too, was the San Francisco 49ers have acquired, or they are signing, offensive tackle Vederian Lowe. Vederian Lowe, a 2-year deal worth a max value of $12 million with $5.75 million guaranteed. That is a good one, and I'm sure there's going to be more news to come out. I am off today. I gotta go pick my truck up when my wife gets home, or I'm a Uber. I prefer to go cheaper. I know Uber's gonna be raising their rates because of how it is out there. Gas prices being what it is, and I'm so sorry for my folks out in Cali, man. I seen that thing with $8.21 yesterday. Lord, you got to go and make business decisions at the pump. Woo! Christian Carver, we got Eberflus as our assistant to the defense. He was terrible as a DC in Dallas. Yeah, but all you can do is bolster it down a little bit and go to the Kyle Shanahan. If Kyle Shanahan brings you in as an assistant coach or a backup quarterback, it's like the Nick Saban with the University of Alabama in rehabilitation for your endeavors going forward. It usually works out really good. Case in point, Sam Darnold, who's got a Super Bowl, and Robert Saleh, who's a head coach. So it's what we do. It's what we do. Strawberry Reacts is in the building. His defense in Chicago was solid. Plus, he has really good rub defense, while Raheem has better rush defense. I think you were probably saying run. I hit that fat thumb on that thing too. Run defense and focus on secondary. Definitely something to be looked at, because I bet Strawberry has done her research, and that would be a good thing as well. You need a DC, and then you need to really break down where you need to be best at. And it's good if you have like a run defense guru and a secondary guru to really formulate. We're covering all the bases here. It's no limit on good coaching. And as you saw last year, when you don't have the horses all the way, it's the coaching you rely on. And this is from a team who, again, we were missing at one time 4 All-Pros, one of which won Defensive Player of the Year. The other was on a tear to get the Defensive Player of the Year. And your last 2 first-round draft choices were either injured or hurt, and we were either injured and out or banged up, and we still won plethora of games, went to the playoffs, and beat the reigning Super Bowl champions in their house. I want to add that to Philadelphia. No disrespect, but that was a remarkable feat. Of course, we came up short against the eventual Super Bowl champions, which were the Seattle Seahawks, but we beat them the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was first game of the season. We beat them in their place the first game of the season when we were relatively at full strength, still missing an all-pro, actually, who was our number 1 receiver. That was BA. So, you know, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You got to look at, I know we didn't win and Seattle won, and the Rams were considered second to Seattle in terms of power structure in the National Football League, and they are both sitting firmly in our division. But you know, you still have to respect the fact we did a pretty good thing last year. At the beginning of last year, everybody looked at that schedule and was making their predictions of how many games we would win. I saw at least 11 victories in that regular season, and we won 12. A lot of people were coming off a 6-10 year. A lot of people were like, "Oh, the sky's falling. We'll finish below the Phoenix Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals." But we had some good coaching, even in spite of the injuries, in spite of the substation or whatever. And that's with a starting quarterback going down for, I think it was 8 weeks total. He came back a little early, played Jacksonville, lost, and then he re-injured things a little bit more, and it was 4-4 split or something like that. And I'm already looking at the fact signing a big Mike Evans really puts us on. It doesn't kick us over the top by no means in terms of receivers in our very, very hard division. The tandems of receivers is super sick. With in LA, you got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and in Seattle, you got Jackson Smith-Njigba as well as Cooper Kupp. To get Mike Evans, and we will see who will be his mirror or his sidekick or his protege, but that's pretty nice to have Mike Evans and somebody, be it Ricky P, Jordan Watkins, or an unknown free agent, still could possibly be that. We're back on par at least, or could just be in the game with one of the strongest divisions in terms of personnel and wide receiver in the National Football League. I really feel that. You add a piece or two here or there, personnel wise, we are. I'm feeling good. If everybody heals up and the substation don't mess everything up, or the stretching, or the strength and conditioning team get themselves together, I feel okay going into games. I'm not counting just losses when we go and play Seattle, when we go and play LA, when we go and play Arizona. I think we can stand toe to toe with them if everybody's healed and we're at full strength. That's just what I'm saying. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. You give me the prayer hands, amen. We play the Rams first game next year. Yes, sir. It's going to be in Sydney, Australia. Put some shrimps on the barbie there, and drink some Foster's Australian for beer. That's gonna be a nice trip. I've never been to Australia, actually. No, I haven't. Not even on a layover. But I hear wonderful, wonderful things about it, man. And I know one thing: you shouldn't try to box a kangaroo. I seen that movie, Kangaroo Jack. He took the money and that's silly. But yeah, that's gonna be really hard on the body, man. They on like a whole nother. They like, I don't know, I think it's 18 hours ahead or 12 hours ahead. So I got to look at the time difference. And then we got to fly all the way back there. It's a 12-hour flight as well. And get ready for the next one, which will probably be, I'm hoping, not an away game. Well, the reason why it seems like we get really hosed, pause, in the beginning of the season is Levi Stadium. While we are the San Francisco 49ers, sits in Santa Clara, down virtually near San Jose Airport. And the months of September, well, August and September are straight desert, homie, down there in Santa Clara. And that sun will melt your face off. So what the 49ers have requested over the last 5-6 years is to backload our schedule with home games and go and visit during the beginning of the year, because it's just so ungodly hot in those stands, unless we have primetime games for a Sunday night, a Thursday night, or I just Sunday or Thursday in the beginning of the year. You can only have those games in the late evening when it's getting cool outside, and even then, in the beginning of the year, in the months of September, particularly the first 4 weeks, Levi's is really, really hot. It is like Africa hot. Shouting out my man Johnny Dales is in the building. What's going on, Johnny Dales, man? Y'all check out Johnny Dales. Johnny Dales, he already had the clips ready for Mike Evans, and I was like, dang, I should do it like Johnny Dale, but he must have had some Mike Evans B-roll ready to go. He is my dude. Hey, man, nobody has more knowledge about the San Francisco 49ers than Johnny Dales. He needs to put himself together, sit down, outline it, and write his book. I'm putting that in your hands, young man. Yeah, that's how somebody came at me one time. You need to write your book. You got something to say, and people want to hear it, just from me to you. And a plethora of our friends who are listening right now. But Johnny Dales is absolutely awesome. Johnny, I'm in Ohio. Yeah, he's in Ohio, man. Anything over 85, just like my man Gammon Brown. Shout out. Boy, I got to shout out both of these young men. They just Gammon Brown is a awesome fella, man. I appreciate you last week with I had to go up and I was on the program. I didn't eulogize my cousin, but I let God use me. The folks at the funeral will say, "Oh, you just tore up that funeral." But it's God. When God is operating and the Spirit is in my mind, and I'm just trying to give everybody what God is giving me about a homegoing service, man. We should celebrate when our saints of God go on to glory. And I know it's hard and it feels like a loss, and that's what people say, sorry for your loss. But one thing I did say, I'll share with you, there are two inalienable things about loss and lost. One is when you put Christ in your heart and you believe in your heart that he was raised from the dead, and you confess him as Lord and Savior. That's all it takes to be saved, and your reservation is made in heaven. So our loss is heaven's gain. And secondly, if you know where someone is, they are not lost. Those are two inalienable things. If I know that she's somewhere around God's throne, or a loved one is somewhere around God's throne, if I know they made it to heaven, they're not lost, because you know where they are. Something is only lost when you don't know where it is. So always keep that in mind. Always keep that near and dear to your heart. Just a little bit from Tara Dahlman, and it's in a wonderful book called "Get This in Your Spirit" that was written by Tara Dahlman, available on Amazon. You can check that one out. Johnny D, David Corona in the building. Tua, 1 year, 54 million, will play 1.3 million veteran men. Ouch. Ooh, that's a haircut. Where's Tua gonna play? The Falcons. He going to the Falcons? Okay. I think, don't they have a Desmond Ridder there, or? And they said Kirk Cousins away. Hey, y'all don't be surprised. Kirk Cousins try to come on over and hang with the San Francisco 49ers if he hasn't signed already. Kyle loved to go back and spin the block now. Kyle, if you who were back there, I think somebody asked earlier, what are our odds, or what are our chances of bringing Debo back? I would not. I've had the Debo effect before. I don't think the fans really want Debo. I love Debo. I ain't want him to go the first time, but I think that ship has sailed. I think his tenure here is in the books and over with, and we need to move on. But I can definitely see how Kyle will look at it, and he was crazy about Debo. Tell the truth, shame the devil. He thought Debo was the guy. I think in the first Super Bowl, he went away from Debo when he was absolutely killing those Chiefs back in 2019. I think we were going like 6.1 yards per carry, running it with Mostert as well as Debo, and then we just got away from it. And in that second attempt, or that second Super Bowl, Kyle really wanted to, you get into a spin on some ice as you drive, and they call it overcorrect, when your tail is spinning out from like the right side, and you overcorrect, whip it, and then it just comes off the rail. I think Kyle overcorrected in that second Super Bowl, just trying to force it into Debo with the 11 targets. And this, of course, had a cascading effect, or a domino effect of BA, because he feels a little bit slighted because you forcing it into him for 11 targets. You ain't give me but 2 or 3, and then it just came off the rails a little bit. But as far as Debo coming back, I don't know. Now, Kirk Cousins, that could be a different story. Kirk Cousins, you could see Kirk Cousins if the price gets right. We had Tony here, and we're under what we'll call a different philosophy of, we don't make decisions the way we used to in terms of money, in terms of spending. We tighten our belts a little bit, and Parag has got more so of a say so. It's more of a methodical bean counting bottom line, if you will, and not making decisions based on, hey, that's really what I like, Kyle. So with that being said, I don't think Debo will come back here, because it's not going to be made from the heart. It's going to be made from the pocketbook. They throw that in there. Michael Penix Jr., that's who I'm thinking about. Penix. Why did I say Desmond Ridder? Desmond Desmond was there, won't he? Desmond Ritter was there for a minute, and I think he went to the Saints. It's Michael Penix Jr. and it was Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is up. He's going to do something else, so we'll see. We got a Bob Barker Kirk. We got a Bob Barker Kirk. I'm not sure what that is. Explain a little bit of that to me. Let me see. Come on down. Maybe that's what he means. The price is wrong. I don't know. That could go a few ways, Johnny D. The Falcons got Michael Penix Jr. and they gonna bring in Tua. Is Tua gonna sit the bench? Maybe. And that'll be up for their new coach. They got a new head coach, so he's gonna make his decisions. How he makes them. And I think Penix was banged up. Penix had a knee injury last year, so that's going to play. We retired. Who retired? Tell me who retired. Let me see what else I got here. Anything over 85 is hot. Yes, it is, particularly in Santa Clara. Well, for me, I'm a cold weather lover. Fall to winter is my time of the year because I sweat like a Baptist preacher. Hey, go figure. I'm a Baptist preacher. So I like it cool. I like it cool. I like to put on a jacket, a hoodie. Even in the house here, man, I got the AC on. I got to go out here and cut this grass, tell you the truth, but I don't even feel like doing it. So I'm playing hooky. Winter was rough this year. Winter, man, what? That we had real winter down here in North Carolina. It snowed, ice, some bitter days. I had to break out jackets. I ain't even broke out in 2 or 3 years. It was real. Penix had a ACL. I thought so. He had a torn ACL. And so it's probably a fail-safe. Kind of surprised they went for Tua over Kyler. Tua is more of a professional lover than Kyler. I think Kyler is more athletic. Kyler is more dynamic, but Tua's just gotten the stigma of maybe being a little too cool for school and not really trying to develop to be an effective passer. Or Kyler Murray really not trying to be the best of a quarterback. While Tua is injury prone. He's had a couple of really scary looking episodes where he's banged his head and been concussed and everything. But you can't deny his heart, and he's going to give you everything he's got to the max level. So I think they looked at it, weighed it, and made that decision. Plus the price tag, if Tua's going to cut that thing down to 1.3 or 1.5 or something like that, well, you got to kind of work with that, man. That's like somebody giving away Range Rovers for 5,000. I got to try it, Actually surprised Kyler is still available. He must be holding out for a starting job. And unless he's ready to go to New York Jets, possibly Miami, and it can't be the Raiders because they get ready to get Mendoza. Those two cities, unless he's holding out and trying to put something together, those are the two cities I think. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back to Pittsburgh, and he's got McCarthy there, so I don't think that's going to be a show. Those are only two teams I know where he can really slide into a starting spot, and I'm surprised that them as well as Arizona. I'm surprised that they haven't really been sniffing for Mac Jones. You're a new head coach, a new regime. You want to bring and solidify with a bona fide pro, and Mac Jones is that. But I know the going rate is reportedly a round 2 guy or a second rounder. If it's me, I don't want to let Mac Jones go. You better come with a first round pick for Mac Jones. Mac Jones is the best possible bona fide, ready to go quarterback available in the National Football League, and that's including draft choices other than Mendoza. To me, Mac Jones is tough. He's accurate. He give you what he got, and plus he's been to the Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy school of developmental quarterbacks. You know, the one who gets Mac Jones should be possibly knocking at the door of the playoffs and the Super Bowl. If you can protect him, Mac Jones gonna make it happen for you. That's what I see with Mac Jones. That's my honest assessment. Is he big and dynamic and, you know, blowing you away with a plethora of, you know, intergalactic throws? No, but the guy's tough. His heart's in the right place. He's very cerebral, and he's accurate. I think Mac Jones is above 60% in those wins, and he put together 5 wins for us, and was very competitive in the couple of other games. He just didn't wet the bed, and he's a really decent quarterback. It has been bipolar weather over here in LA. Hey, Crazy Juice, how much is gas today for you guys out there? I know it was 821 yesterday. I seen that on the news. If you can drop that in the chat. Professional lover. Oh, I don't get paid for that. My man Ellison in the building. What up? Atlanta went with Tua because Tua is a lefty, and if changes do happen, it is easier for everyone to adjust if need be. At Strawberry Red, there go Ellison coming with the knowledge. I just always thought teams thought more highly of Kyler than Tua, just in general. I'm seeing the dynamic playmaking athleticism of Kyler, and Kyler will scoot on you. Kyler can scoot now. Kyler, I think Kyler was drafted in the first round of baseball too, maybe first or the fourth round or something like that. He's really, really good, really athletic, and he's faster than you think. Tua fits Stefanski's system and already knows the nomenclature. And being a lefty, they don't have to worry about the different skillets or flipping plays. There you go. And that's right in line with what Ellison was saying too. Y'all is football knowledge, interest, and thought process, Ellison. And shouting that out too. Mac Jones isn't worth a first round pick. Clutch the pearls. I'm sorry, I don't see it. He's just Jimmy G to me. Ooh, he better than Jimmy G. Jimmy G went for a second round at best. No, man, Mac is better than Jimmy G. Mac is better than Mac made Kendrick Bourne look like Kendrick Bourne can really play. I like Mac, man. He took a lot of beating. Which game was it? The one against the Rams. And I think we actually won that game. Of course, the defense pulled us out of the fold, but Mac was real hot right then, man. And to a point, people was like, "Oh man, we need to keep Mac Jones in." I'm like, well, he's very good, but he kept us afloat, and that just might be my personal bias because I really respect the fact that he did some wonderful things for us, and I know being around Brock and Kyle and seeing how you put together things and processing with quarterback, it bodes well when you get that polish from them. And just listen to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, he gives nothing but the highest praise to Brock. They asked him what was so good about your development. Why you feel a new resurgence? Why is this thing? He said, man, that daggone Brock Purdy. He showed me, look, take all this pressure off you, but get it into those guys' hands and let's go up the road. Don't mess around. Oh, I gotta make this throw and squeeze the air out the ball. Don't mess you up. 6 miles from me, it's 288. Oh, Johnny, you down there in Alabama, sir? It's nice down there. We at 347 for regular unleaded. I see different prices in different areas. And he said, I just go to Costco for gas. Man, I seen that on the news. It was 821 out there in California. So if you can hit Costco and they can cut that thing better, hey, salute, young man, salute. But when that thing started getting up over 5 and 6, man, I'm like, when I rent a car, when I come out there to California, man, I try not to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I try to bring that thing back. I'm trying not to mess nothing up. And it's like $5 on a regular day. So I think they add so many additives or something like that, or just tax. KB also didn't know where to line up. That's what I'm saying. KB, KB be KBing, man. And if Brock don't trust you, if you ain't gonna be where you were, we had a guy. Y'all remember Ray McLeod? Ray McLeod was pretty athletic, pretty quick, and had talent and stuff, man. But Ray McLeod would just go off kind of space cadet-y sometimes, and he would not be in the right place or run the route, or he would just add a little too much to the route. You want to do some shake, and you want to get separation, but he would forget where he was supposed to be at the time he was supposed to be there. And man, Brock would look over there and be like, what the hell are you doing? And if Brock can't trust you to be where you're supposed to be, you ain't gonna get that rock. He's not messing around with you, man, and you don't know where you're supposed to be at. That was the holdup. And I saw that and a little bit of that with KB. KB, we ain't got time to mess around with this KB. You out here trying to do a little too much. Max showed grit specifically against the Rams. Yeah, that was a big game for him. But outside of that, I was not impressed. And he's not nearly the processor everyone proclaims him to be. He would often skip progressions to check it down. Yeah, you be safe. That's your best bet a lot of times. Look, if you don't feel like it's going to develop on those longer routes, you can't go broke taking a profit. Check that thing on down to your running back on the wheel route or on the shoot, or running a little Texas. Just check it down. True, your first down marker may be 3rd and 10. It may be 3rd and 12, but if you can get it in the hands of a playmaker at the line of scrimmage or just a little bit beyond, he slips a tackle, moves something, this and that, they possibly can pick it up there. But one thing you don't do is take a sack or put it in the hands of the other team. Possessions kill you. So sometimes, man, if it ain't there and you feel like that pass rush is coming down on you and you don't have wheels, get it out your hand, get it to your safety net, and let's see if we can punt this thing or, let them shake Muhammad to get, a first down. I'm very cool with check down. Now, let that not be your only tool all the time, but when it gets rough, man, it's cool to check it down. Just don't take them daggone sacks. 5.10 per gallon in Corona and Riverside. gas. All right, 510. Hey, y'all go out and get you some gas around David Corona. He out there in Riverside representing. Mac was always smart with the ball. This is something that Purdy took from his play, in my opinion. All right. In the humble opinion, and they going back and forth. Bourne also noted he had to adjust to Brock's playmaking ability. He said he had never played with a quarterback where you had to continue trying to get open, even if you think that the play was over. Yeah, Brock will prolong that thing, man. He got quick feet. Brock reminds me in that way of Tony Romo, younger in his career. Tony Romo could, we played them one time, man, and we were gonna bust Tony Romo open. I forget who was coming off the edge. But Tony Romo seemed like he had eyes in the back of his head, man. He ducked down and dipped under, and he was doing real good until it was like a preseason game. That's how Dak Prescott got in there, man. Tony Romo got wiped up on a preseason game or very early in the year and hurt his back, man. Yeah. But Tony Romo could do it. Yeah, he wasn't the greatest ever. I'm just really outlining that attribute of prolonging it down and getting out of out of tight spaces and stuff. So Steve Supreme, what's going on, man? How was Nightcap? LOL. Which Nightcap? Oh, I ain't watched Nightcap. I watch Shannon and them usually every time after an NBA game. I ain't see it last night, but I watch him so much, man. Nightcap is the truth. I love some Nightcap. Shout out to Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. Ain't that right, Ocho? Ocho, you ain't got no meat on you. That's my boy. Let me go ahead and end this stream. I'm at 2 hours and 25 minutes, and it has been a wonderful pleasure with y'all. Again, the top story, my main man, we done signed Mike Evans, man. Great dude, very professional. It's going to be a good thing. Adam Schefter reports. Let me put this on up in here to recap on that. Adam Schefter completed update. The 49ers are giving Mike Evans a 3-year deal worth $60.4 million per sources say. So that breaks down to $20 million a year. If you're scoring at home, 20 million point two. No, 20 million point 1 something like that. 1-3. If you're really getting down to the weeds. But yeah, that's going to be good. They got him in the number 13 jersey. That is for him and Brock to work out. Maybe one will wear 1, one will wear 3. However they break it down. I think he might wind up wearing 11 or 14. Or I wasn't on with him. I watched him last night. Tom and I forgot her name. But Tom, I think Tom Jensen, he said he pitched the idea that he might go 1 plus 3, which is 4. He might wear 4. In any way, 6'5", you can rock a lot of numbers with 6'5". It just, some guys is made to wear a single digit. The taller guys look sweet in single digits. I used to want the single digits so bad, man. But when those guys we had a receiver named Rodney Hanschel. Rodney Hanschel was about 6'3", but he wore that number 1. I was like, oh, he killing that thing. So, it'll be on how Mike want to do it. And sometimes you have to pay for that. If you want somebody's number, you have to pay for it. But I don't think I don't think Brock giving up that 13 because hey, he's the quarterback and a lot is probably tied to a lot of pictures, a lot of jerseys have been tied to it. But, who knows? We'll see how it all breaks down. In any event, man, I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming out, hanging out with Terradome, man, developing the news. Special shout out to my man, Tony, who came on, man. Tony, the Mafia King, salary cap guru, talking all that good stuff today. And remember, everybody, we walk by faith and not by sight. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank y'all all. God bless each and every one of you.